Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us for Living in the Heart of Virginia this afternoon. Coming up at the latter part of the program, we're going to look at some really cool quilted expressions from Quilted Expressions. We're also going to be looking at a performance from Tree of Life Ministries. They're doing a dinner and a play. We're going to talk about Tree of Life Ministries, their mission. We're also going to get a scene from that play that's coming up. Right now, though, I wanted to talk about information. It is probably the most valuable commodity that we have today. When we don't have the information we need, it can be awfully frustrating, and when we do have that info, it can be empowering. So, when it comes to information on living in the heart of Virginia, one of our go-to people is Generation Solutions, our go-to organization, because they have all the information about senior living, healthy senior living. And that's actually what we're talking about today with Generation Solutions, is where to go for all the information that you need.
The most important things is that you can dial one number and get anything that you need. The number that you initially call, you leave it in the hands of the staff. And whether you need a caregiver, or whether you need supplies or equipment, whatever that need is, it's going to be supplied from that one number with all the support that they can possibly give. The staff is very well qualified. I cannot say enough about the staff of Generation Solutions, and of course that begins with Tulane. And as we've talked about, the ministry, the caring.
What did that mean to you personally, having some people, Generation Solutions and the staff, to turn to and help you to help your husband?
Well, it was tremendously supportive. I think that's the main thing, is not having to worry, knowing that they're always there for whatever your needs are.
Tulane, let's talk a little bit about that. What are some of the needs that, because Jenny's story is not an uncommon one. The way we are in society, a lot of times our spouses, our wives, outlive the men, and the wife is there with a man who is diminished in either mental capacity or physical capacity. Right. What are some of the things that you go in as Generation Solutions to do to help the woman help her spouse, her husband?
Yeah, that's a good question. First, we try to go in and analyze the situation. Look at the living situation. We will help them determine if the house is suitable. Look at their background, the one who is declining, to determine what are the issues currently and what are the issues becoming. Do they have dementia? They're looking like there may be some Alzheimer's coming down the road, so that we look at what we need to look at as far as a plan today, but for the future. Do they need a hospital bed or equipment to be able to stay in home? As you remember with Lowell Sykes, he needed a lift. Do they need a caregiver short term? Do they need a caregiver long term? What kind of a caregiver do they need? We've taken care of people with Lou Gehrig's disease, and that's a disease that progresses, and we've trained our certain staff members so that if somebody has this type of condition, we have staff members that we can put with a person in that type of condition. So we look at it as a process. And that process is not only where you are today, but where you're going to be, and be able to not only help that person in the home take care of that individual, but prepare them for the journey. Because it is a journey, and with some it's been 20 years. I think Jenny took care of her mom for 8 years? And her husband for 5 years, or actually longer, but really took care of him for 5 years. But she saw it coming, and being a nurse, she was able to see those things. And that's the kind of thing that we help families do, is to analyze where they are, where they're going, and what are the steps. And we're able to save them money because, sometimes people say, okay, we're going to end up needing a lot more care, so we're going to move into a facility. Well, you can stay at home with less care and grow into more care, but in that period, you're saving money because you're not paying for services you don't need. You just get what you need. And then there's the help of Medicare, which provides certain support through nurses, therapists, and equipment. And that also is the type of thing that we can help counsel people to use.
We've been talking a lot in the context of the elderly, senior citizens. And when you were talking there, something just dawned on me in my history. My father was 52 when he passed away, both heart disease and cancer. We had the whole family there, all the siblings, his wife was there. I mean, we had a good network around him, and we all pitched in and spent time with him and assisted him. However, we still had in-home care to bring in that extra level of knowledge and expertise that we did not know. So I imagine this is the case as well. We're not just talking about the elderly here.
You're right. And it's funny because with a Jenny, who's a registered nurse, we brought in help. She had the expertise. We brought in the help to provide the difficult things, the lifting, the moving. That other people don't have the expertise, and they need that expertise. That's why we have 8 full-time nurses in Lynchburg on our staff, and therapists, and a nursing home administrator on our staff, and so that we're able to fit in and fill in the gaps to provide whatever care somebody needs, including figuring out what that care is.
Generation Solutions has offices in Lynchburg and Roanoke. The numbers respectively 455-6500, 540-776-3622. You can also visit them online, generationsolutions.net. A performance from a unique perspective and the challenges of ministering to children through young adults. That is next on Living in the Heart of Virginia.